All right, so this is another video of our router UI interface tour. This OEM is Peplink, and I am currently using the Max BR1 Pro 5G. Um, so let's just get into it. The very first thing you do after you log in, you see the dashboard and you see some WAN connection statuses. These statuses are editable on the dashboard. So not only are you getting feedback, but you can also reprioritize right here on the fly. You get your router IP address, you get to know statuses of your Wi-Fi, which you can toggle on and off. You get some GPS information. And then down at the bottom, you get some SpeedFusion Connect information. If you are utilizing that, it's good to know that information. And then your just device information. Here's my model, the Peplink Max BR1 Pro 5G. At the recording of this video, we have the latest firmware, which is 852, build 5862, and you get other information. So let's go ahead and get into the other areas of the user interface. Okay, so most of your tabs are up here, and if there's any kind of pertinent options, they'll be over to the left. So SF Connect has to do with SpeedFusion Connect and those settings, priorities, etc. Not something that everyone's going to use, but it is there, easily accessible, and you're able to change a lot of settings. So in your network, over here is pertinent different information. So we have network settings, which allow you to do VLAN tagging, static routes, proxy, and bonjour forwarding settings. In the port settings, there you get kind of a visual like most of our other ones, and you can see the uses and make some edits with descriptions, etc. You can have a captive portal. So it's that. And then you have your WAN options, which give you a lot more information on the fly settings like you saw on the dashboard, plus other things like quality monitoring, Synergy controller, and Starlink integration. So advanced, you have lots of information here. So that's essentially your name, information on SpeedFusion VPN, GRE tunneling, OpenVPN setups, outbound policy setups, and port forwarding setups, your NAT mappings, and then with quality of service, you have information like user groups, bandwidth control, application queues, and application prioritization. Firewall gives you the access rules and access rule setup, and then you have content blocking rules. Routing protocols, for the most part, it looks like it is OSPF and RIP version 2 for this flavor of Peplink, along with BGP. Remote user access can be turned on or off. And then in the miscellaneous settings, you have settings for high availability, radius server integration, 8021X authentication, certificate managers for custom certificates, service forwarding, pass-through for services, GPS forwarding, GPS receiver, and GPIO. Time server setup, grouped networks. So this is group networks options, your SIM toolkit to allow you to have more information, and your UDP relay. Like most of them, this can act as a access point. So you can get management for the access point. You can set up mesh networks with other Peplink devices, get all kinds of AP settings and integrations. You can get controller information, different things about access points, different information about wireless, and you can have a toolbox that allows you to do custom firmware, auto power updates, and certain firmware packs. So this has a switch controller inside of it. And then you have your system functions, which are for admin security, firmware upgrades, setting your time, scheduling things, getting notifications via email, logging, sending things to a syslog, remote log servers, and enabling logging in certain areas, SNMP, setup, SMS control, text messaging, etc. for certain alerts, in control setup for the in control portal, configurations to allow you to do things like backup, upload, and restore to factory defaults, feature add-ons that you can activate if they're not available. You can do that right in here. Rebooting, and what's nice is you can reboot and roll back. So there are two essentially saves for your different firmwares. If this firmware to get updated from 8.5.2 build, it would put it down here to firmware 2. So then 8.4.1 would go away, and then the newest one would take over, and then you could always roll back to the previous firmware. So it's always important to know that for testing purposes. All is not lost. If you need to roll back, you can do that. Tools, you got your ping, you have your trace route, your wake on LAN, and your WAN analysis. And then last but not least is you have your status page, which gives you information. There's no changeable settings here. You can download your GPS file from here, though. Information on your Ethernet port. As you see, I have one that is active sessions that I have set up, different clients and client lists, information on our routing protocols, events, quality of the WAN, and then real-time usage reports. I have nothing really going on, so you're not going to see much. This is just the user interface. So with that, that is everything on the user interface of a Peplink router. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.